Hello everyone, it's Heather. I am making this quick little video from home to give you a couple of interesting updates from our life at home. I'm going to squeeze this in right after our tour and review of our room at the La Quinta in Wisconsin Dells. And the reason I'm doing it there is because I mentioned in that video that we went on that little trip to Wisconsin Dells because we got bats at home. And I want to talk about that a little bit. I am filming this video on Saturday, September 5th, 2020. Please forgive how I look. It's just a Saturday, it's laundry day. At the time I'm filming this video, we are now settled in for another good long haul being at home. There will be a lot of videos coming on my channel that I have filmed already, but that have not gone up on the channel yet, including the whole rest of our Wisconsin Dells trip. I did put up the resort tours from the big resorts, the Wilderness, the Kalahari, and Great Wolf Lodge. I put those up already. You've already seen those because I knew that there was a lot of demand for those. Those were very popular. But all the rest of that trip is coming. And then after that, there's a whole bunch more videos that are coming from our big trip out to Colorado, which we took at the end of August. So I just wanted to get this one in between there. Okay, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you may remember I very quickly mentioned in a live stream last fall, so a whole year ago, it was either September or October, I think. I mentioned very quickly, if people were paying attention, that we had bats in the house. And then in that La Quinta video that you would have seen that was yesterday, I mentioned that we quickly left the house because, again, we had bats. Okay, so I want to talk about this because it got me thinking, at first we were kind of like, we don't want to share about this is freaky or whatever, but my technician from the pest control company, the company that I'm using, very much focuses on humane, environmentally friendly ways to keep pests out of your home. Okay, so they're not focused on killing them. They're focused on they shouldn't be in your house and moving them to where they should go instead. He did mention to me that it's highly possible that many of my neighbors have bats in their house and don't even know it. I didn't know I had them for quite a while. So in this age of the current situation with the pandemic and everything, and the scientists are pretty sure that this virus probably crossed over to humans from animals in China, probably bats. I figured that people might be curious about this because that can be kind of a scary thing to realize that you have this animal in your house. Bats are very important for the ecosystem. They're very important for maintaining balance in nature and control of insects. However, you don't want to have close contact with them, with humans. It's not a good idea for people to be handling them. You really shouldn't be touching them. You don't want them in your home. And that's where the problem has come up, where these viruses come up they've come up in China. I think now China has banned live animal markets. That was part of this issue. But anyway, one of the biggest things that you'll hear in the news, and we just had one here in our county recently, is that bats can carry rabies. Now, most bats do not have rabies, but bats can carry rabies. Here's the thing with rabies. Rabies is literally the most lethal and dangerous virus on the planet. If you get rabies, if you contract rabies, it is 100% always fatal. It is fatal to the animal, and it is fatal to anybody else that the animal comes in contact with. That could be a bite, a scratch. Okay, so you need to be very careful if you do have bats in your house because, for example, I'm in my room right now. If there had been one here in my room and I was sleeping and it touched me, scratched me, bit me in my sleep and I was unaware of it, I could get the rabies, if it had rabies, and die, and I would never even know what happened. This is especially true if you have young children sleeping in a room and a bat was in the room and you didn't know it was there, or you didn't know it had contact with them, or elderly people, for example. So you don't want them in your house. Also, if the guano starts to build up like in a space that you're not living in, it can eventually start to make you sick somehow, I think. Okay, so you don't want them in your house, but they are important to the ecosystem. And where we live, bats are actually endangered because of that white nose syndrome. They are recovering some, but you're not allowed to kill them. So the pest control company's whole goal is to just get them out of the house and get them to go someplace else. Okay, first I have to tell you, we never have had them in the living space of our house, thankfully. And we actually haven't seen one. Knock on wood. We haven't seen one. Our pest control guy has seen them. When he was here working the day before yesterday, 2 of them crawled out of my house, like onto him while he was working, because they were upset because he was disturbing this place that they had found to be in. So they came out and crawled out and flew away. But anyway, so he was very calm about it. I'm sure anybody else. The next day when the tree guy came and I told him, you might want to be aware, because the pest control technician told me the bats are going to come back and they're going to roost up there on your roof and try to get back in because they're, they want to be where they found this nice spot in the attic. And I told the tree guy when he came to trim the trees, I said, you need to be aware about, he knew that we were having a problem with the bats. That's why he was coming to trim the trees. Now I'll get to that. But when I told him there could be bats sitting up there, he's like, okay. He wasn't real happy about that at all. So obviously the bat specialist was very calm and had no problem with it at all. Our house was built in 1880. It's a crawl space basement combo, 2 full floors. We have very high ceilings in this house. And then another full floor. The attic is a full story. I mean, you walk around up there, you're not hitting your head or anything. It's very tall up there. When we bought this house, my husband and I had actually envisioned finishing the attic and putting like a couple more bedrooms and another bathroom up there and stuff, and we never did that. The attic actually has vermiculite in the floor, which is, it's kind of sort of like asbestos. It's under the floorboards up there, and it's fine as long as you leave it alone. And so we kind of, we were having kids and babies, and we just didn't want to mess with it. And so in 2008, we had the attic completely re-insulated with blown insulation, and then they sealed it up and they said, just don't go up there. So we never went up there. So the next time anybody went, everything we had stored up there, we took down and moved to a different part of the house. The door, there's actual stairs up to the attic. And the door at the bottom of the stairs is in Megan's bedroom. I'm sure you can guess how thrilled she was about this whole situation. However, one of our other pest control guys did assure us that seal with those, there's 2 doors at the bottom and the top of the stairs. There's no way the bats are getting through that. There's no way they can get into your living area. So that did reassure us somewhat. So they're confined to the attic. After they insulated it in 2008, the next time anybody went up there was when the pest control guy went up there to confirm that there were bats in the attic a year ago in August, I think. So, okay, I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm kind of doing this as an educational tool for you in case you encounter this problem. Okay, I've turned you around. I have 3 bedroom windows. There's this one, the air conditioner in it, and then these 2 that face the front of the house. Okay, I want to show you something. That tree. We have 8 trees in our yard. We have a very big yard. We have 8 trees in our yard. See this tree? This is a locust tree. See these big cuts? That branch right there, the tree guy took down, because that branch and then the smaller branches that were on it was literally so close to the house that it was touching these windows. And then there was another one right there. That one was a big tall branch that was going up and over the roof of the house. And this house is very tall. And those branches were actually damaging the house, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And then there was a 3rd spot. Oh yeah. Sorry. A smaller one here. He cut that. So he trimmed all that back. The tree still has plenty of branches. It's totally fine. But, oops, sorry, that's something on the window. But obviously if those branches, I mean, that's a good distance from the house. And those branches had grown so far over that they were actually touching my windows and touching the roof. I mean, you can kind of see how tall that tree is really tall. It's really going up there. Okay, and then over there, there's a maple. And then I've got like 4 more maples. I'm outside now. I'm at the back of the house. I'm gonna show you up here. It's really sunny. See the vent pipe? That's for the plumbing above the bathroom, and there's like that little square vent. And right to the right of that, you see that little vent pipe that's coming down from the soffit? That's a bat out. They put that there so the bats could get out. That right there. The bats were getting in right there last year. And a few other spots. And so they came last year in September and fixed that and several other spots. Now, this year, he found another place. They came back, and it was up there. See that triangle peak? Down in the corner of that triangle peak, like to the right there, they were getting in there. They've also been getting in and out through the ridge vents. Now, this house was built in 1880. I replaced this roof in 2004, and I replaced this roof, this low 1-story part, in 2016. I don't know how old the siding is. We've lived here for 17 years. I'm guessing it was put on in the 60s, maybe 70s. He said that the house is solid, but they still find their way in. They're kind of persistent little critters. Okay, I walked around from the back house to the front. Here's the front of the house, and there's that tree that I showed you. And those 2 windows, that's my bedroom, and that one with the air conditioner is my bedroom. And there's a ridge vent up there, and they were getting in and out of that. And then this tree was, the branches were getting over the top of the roof and touching the house here. And so the tree guy came yesterday and trimmed all that back. He still has to come back and trim this tree for me because this one keeps dropping dead branches. And it has girdled root. Look that up if you don't know what that is. If the base of your tree looks like this, looks like a telephone pole, and it's got like a bump around it in the grass, that's girdled root. The tree is basically slowly suffocating to death. See how it's got lots of dead branches on it? I can have him trim it for $150 or have him take the whole tree out for $625. We don't plan on living here that long, so he recommended I just have him trim it. But he didn't have time yesterday, so he's going to come back. Okay, so he trimmed this one yesterday. This one, this big maple, was also a little too close to the house, but he trimmed that one for me 4 years ago, and that one's still fine. He also trimmed this one 4 years ago, but it grew back really fast. Okay, up there, above the attic window, so there's my bedroom, and there's the attic window, and there's an attic vent, and up in the peak, you can see the damage to the roof, that the branches were scraping the roof, and that made a little gap where the bats were getting in and out. The second part of this video, now that I've told you about the bat situation, is mail with mama. One thing I forgot to show you outside is he did put another one of those bat outs, those little vents, in the front. It's actually in front of my walk-in closet. Okay, so how they do it, if you get bats, what they do, they don't want to be in the house with you. So if you have them, they're probably going to be in an unfinished space like an attic. And what they do is they do a bat exclusion type process, which is where they seal up all those access points that I was telling you about, all those entry points that the bats are getting in. And then they put those little bat out vents so the bats actually feel the air flowing past that, and that's what they sense. And so they're like, oh, here's a way out. And they go out through that, but then they can't get back in because those little bat out pipe things are smooth and it doesn't give them anything to grip. I don't understand exactly, they never explained to me how exactly they get out of them. I think they might fly out of them, but then they can't fly back in because that hole is too small or something. I don't know. They did tell me that they only need a hole the size of your thumb to get into your house. So they really have to search all over the roof for these entry points and make sure they seal them all up. He was here yesterday. Day before yesterday? Day before yesterday. The bat guy was here the day before yesterday. The tree guy came and talked to him briefly, and then the tree guy came yesterday and trimmed the trees. But the day before yesterday when the bat guy was here, he was here for 3-4 hours. Yeah, and he was up there. And like I said, while he was working up there, a couple of bats actually crawled out of the attic and he saw them. And so that helped him because he could see exactly where they were getting through. So they have all sorts of stuff. He showed me some things in his truck. Mesh metal stuff like screening, and they can screen the outside of your vents like that was above the attic window. They nail things down. They use this spray foam black filler stuff that expands. They do all sorts of things to seal up your house to get rid of those entry points. And then the bats that, during the day while he's doing that, they're in there. A couple of them came out because they were just, distressed. But they're in your house when they're doing that. And then when night falls, that's when they go outside to eat the bugs. And so when they go out through that bat out, now they're outside and now they can't get back in. So that's how it works. They come and seal all the entry points during the day. Well, the people can see and the bats are inside. And then when the bats leave that night through the bat out vent, they get trapped outside and they can't get back into your house, ideally. When they came a month ago, they just missed a couple of spots. And also he didn't realize that tree was causing that damage. And so that was another place. And that might have actually been new since he was here a month ago. Okay, so that's how it works. I would encourage you, if this ever happens to you, to look for a pest control company that specializes in bat removal, because it is a pretty specialized branch of pest control. And again, as I mentioned, bats are endangered in the United States, at least in the part of the country that we live in, and you cannot kill them. So you definitely do not want to attempt to remove bats from your home yourself. It is pretty expensive, and I'm talking on my house, because I had so many entry points, we're talking in the thousands of dollars. So I just want to warn you about that. The tree trimming actually wasn't that bad at all. I've paid between $150 and $600 to have my trees trimmed in the past. So you do want to be a responsible homeowner if you have trees on your property, and make sure you're getting your trees trimmed for the health of the trees and also for the health of your property and anything they might be coming in contact with, like your house. But I hope that helps you, and that this is a little bit of good information for you if you ever encounter this problem, and to know that you really don't have to be afraid of them. They don't want to be in contact with humans. Yes, they like your attic. It's a nice warm place. They probably would have hibernated in there over the winter if we hadn't gotten them out. But you don't want them in your house. If you do have them in your house, you do want to get them out of there. So hopefully that helps you. I mentioned that we're going to do Mail with Mama. Okay, so this is something new and fun the kids and I have started doing, because except for our travels, and if you've been watching my channel, you know that on our travels, we are still very, very cautious about the pandemic. We don't really go around people much at all, unless it's absolutely necessary. We, have succeeded in being able to check in and out of a hotel without ever coming into contact with another person. We kind of keep to ourselves. We stay in our car. We, eat outside or get drive-through or takeout or whatever. So we've been very, very cautious in traveling, but we did want to show you that it is possible to travel safely during the pandemic. And we also wanted to have some adventures as a family, which is why we took those trips, which you'll see because there's lots more videos coming. Okay, but for the most part, except for when we've traveled, we are living exactly the way that everybody's been living when all the lockdowns were ordered at the beginning of the pandemic. We have not changed our behavior. We really don't ever leave our house. My kids are 2 of 649 students in our school district that have chosen the virtual option to do school at home. So we are all home. School started this last week, and we're all home all the time, and the kids do school from home, and I help them with school. I'm actually kind of required to be at home helping them with school. If your kids are going to do the virtual option, they need to have a teacher coach supervision for when they're doing school. And I'm also kind of supplementing with some extra things. And so we're all home all the time. I only leave the house a couple of times a week, and we basically go to the library. We do curbside pickup, and then we return our materials to the library. I might get gas in the car, rarely. We do curbside pickup grocery. We do not go into a grocery store, and I might get food from a drive-through or takeout place. That's basically it, isn't it? That's like the only places we go. So otherwise, we're always at home. We do go outside like on walks and bike rides and get exercise and stuff like that. But we are kind of choosing to live as safely as possible during the pandemic by staying home all the time. So we do not go to any stores, okay? At the very beginning of the pandemic in March, I think I went to the grocery store twice. I can even remember which 2 grocery stores I went to, and it completely freaked me out. I was very nervous and uncomfortable going to the grocery store. So it just took me a week or 2 to figure out what my options are for not having to do that and being able to do the curbside pickup. So we have been doing curbside pickup for our groceries ever since. I have not been in a grocery store. The only time we went in a grocery store was very briefly. We went in Colorado. We went to the Safeway to get some things for our condo that we were staying in. And it was so funny because we hadn't been in a store in so long that we were all like, look at that. Oh, wow. Can we get that? Because we hadn't been in a store in so long. We weren't used to seeing things like on the shelves.
Because there's not those things online or anything.
Right, exactly. And so that's the only time we've been in a grocery store since March. And then the only time we've been, I can think of it, we've been in exactly 2 restaurants that we ate inside. 3. 2 on our Mackinac Island trip, which the videos about those are already up if you want to go back and look at my Mackinac Island playlist. And 1 in Wisconsin Dells, which that video is coming. Again, all 3 of those times made me very nervous and uncomfortable. I did not like eating in a restaurant. If we could eat outside, we don't like eating outside, but it's preferable to eating inside. So those are the only times we've eaten inside a restaurant. And other than that, and we went inside a couple of gift shops on Mackinac Island and bought some stuff, which I talked about in one of my Mackinac Island videos. But
I did in Colorado too.
Did we?
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, like we did those tours of the resorts in the Dells, and we've gone inside hotels. But for the most part, we really try to avoid entering any building other than our own house. And when we do, we stay as far away from people as possible. So this leads me to Mail with Mama. Because we don't go to stores, we get everything delivered. And I'm just going to tell you right now, you can get everything delivered. Okay, so because we don't go to any stores, we get a lot of packages. We get packages pretty much every day, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, we pretty much get packages every day. Currently, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packages that we have. Hey, one's missing. Oh, no, you moved it?
Yeah.
We were supposed to refrigerate that? Oops. Okay, we'll have to refrigerate that. I know what that is, too. So we have 6 packages here that we have not opened. When we get a package, I bring it in the house here, and I set it here, and I leave it for at least 24 hours. Now, I've been busy because we've been starting school, and I've been dealing with the bat guy and the tree guy. And so we got a little behind on our package opening. So we do like to save them up for a couple days, and then we do what's called Mail with Mama. So Ben's going to bring over the packages, and we're going to do Mail with Mama. Now, normally I open the regular mail at this time too, but I only got one thing, and it was just something from my insurance company, which I'll read later. Okay, so Ben's going to bring me the first package.
Small or big?
Do the small ones first. Pretty sure the big one's toilet paper.
Yep. I'm positive about that.
Okay. Okay, so this one is from, Ben kindly blackened out all the addresses, but I think this is from Walgreens. And when I say you can get everything,
It says it's from all kids.
you can get everything. Okay? You do not need to leave your house. So all those people that are saying that I have to go, no, you don't. We don't live in a very big town. Aha. This is one item. CeraVe moisturizing cream. We're getting into fall and winter now, so I have to switch my moisturizing cream that I use on my body to something thicker and richer.
There's just a tape that. Oh, it's just to
It's
keep
so
it.
it doesn't spill in the
Yeah.
package.
Came at it with this.
They are very good. I will tell you, these kind of places where you order this stuff, they're very good about putting extra. I mean, look at all this bubble wrap and stuff that they put in there to make sure that it doesn't. We have yet to have anything be open or spilled inside of a package. Okay, bring me the next one.
Okay.
Also Walgreens. So we get packages from basically 3 shippers. FedEx, which we have discovered that FedEx brings stuff really early in the morning. Like 8 a.m. They must do the houses first or something. And then UPS, which comes late in the day.
Like 5 p.m.
Yeah, and then the mail comes, and then USPS also brings stuff, and they bring stuff in between. Important for travelers, anti-diarrheal pills. You never know when you might have something bad to eat and don't want to have diarrhea when you're traveling. Okay. And also CeraVe brand. I love this CeraVe brand, by the way. This is night cream for my face. Next one. Okay, if you have not watched our Universal Yums videos, be sure to check those out. Last month's Egypt was particularly entertaining for us and for the viewer. We decided to get a new monthly subscription box. I don't know if Ben's gonna like this one. It's mainly for Megan. If you have followed along for a while, Megan was supposed to go to France this past summer, and her trip was canceled. We study French in our family. We all speak and learn French in our family. We like French culture. Here's some bubble wrap for you, dear. And so we have signed up for the macaron.
Okay, not the whole video.
Macaron of the Month Club, and this needs to be refrigerated. And so I don't know if this is August or September's.
Probably August.
Well, no, it didn't get mailed till
True.
September. Okay, so we'll get these in the fridge. If you guys want us to make a monthly video about the macarons of the month, like we do for the Universal Yums, would you leave a comment down below?
Could I see the?
Oh, it had a little cooling pack in it.
Oh, nice.
I ordered the monthly one to come every 4 weeks, and it's 12 macarons. Okay, guys, these are macarons. Macaroons are not these. Macaroons are the tall, fluffy coconut things. They have them at the Jolly Holiday Bakery at Disneyland. Macaroons. Macarons.
It has the pronunciation on the thing.
Yeah, it
Can I
does.
see?
Walmart.com. Walmart, by the way, is fast. Way faster than Amazon. You will notice I have nothing from Amazon.
Because we're
Amazon, I have some issues with. And also, I don't even get books anymore from Amazon. I get books from Book Depository in the UK.
from the UK.
Amazon, I have some problems with the way they're running their company, and I also have some problems with the fact that their shipping speeds plummeted during the pandemic. They are way too slow. I still once in a while will order something from Amazon that I
Like
can't
something that we can't find on
anyplace
Walmart.
else, yeah.
Or-
Okay, so we have a couple of
Ooh, mine.
EOS lip balms for Ben. He likes those.
I need them. I need them.
Megan's Oil of Olay Gentle Facial Cleanser.
Let's do this.
Again, nothing spilled.
Unlike how the last one did in my suitcase.
That's why she needed a new one. It actually spilled in her suitcase.
And then-
Burt's Bees facial wipes.
I can't hold it up vertically. Brush.
A new toothbrush for Ben.
Because mine is old and elderly.
What the heck is this?
What?
They sent us bleach tablets,
What the heck?
but I did not order these. And there's no slip in there.
Wait, read the orange thing on there.
It says this is.
It just says this is a set, do not separate. Concentrated bleach tablets.
That's kind of scary.
So that was either a mistake or they are. Walmart does sometimes, even at the curbside pickup, give you free items to try when you order things and when you pick up your groceries in
It's
like
a little gift.
little gift bag. It's like a little gift, so it might have been that.
I'm so strong.
Okay, big Walmart package. Probably toilet paper. We did have a little bit of trouble getting toilet paper at the beginning of the pandemic, but for several months now we haven't had any issue at all. Once in a while my dad will pick up things for us like paper towels and Kleenex. I can tell you what is still very hard to get. Any kind of wipes. Wet ones wipes.
We can only get those little bags.
Yeah,
of them.
Lysol wipes, any kind of sanitizing wipes are very difficult to find. You can find them online, but they're price gouged terribly. People are charging like $90 for wipes or whatever. So my dad just keeps an eye out for us, and he picks them up when he can.
Indeed, it is toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Okay, and then this is a fun,
Jeez, that was loud.
fun one. Land's End, which is a Wisconsin company, and when we order stuff from Land's End, we really like Land's End clothes. And when we order stuff from Land's End, it comes very quickly because it's right here in Wisconsin. And we went to Kohl's last week, right, Meg?
Yeah, and we're gonna go tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna go tomorrow because we have some Kohl's cash to spend. We all got new shoes, and Megan got 2 new shirts. But Ben and I didn't get any new clothes when we went to Kohl's last week, so there's some stuff in here for me and Ben.
Because Megan usually gets the stuff from Kohl's.
I got Ben a surprise to go with his channel.
No way! Ah, that is hilarious and so cute. Look at this little guy. He has the jetpack on. That's how you know that Ducky is awesome. Like if you fly with Ducky, this is what he does, okay? This is also how he travels so fast through the air. He just secretly has a jetpack. And there's a bunch of other ones too, as you can see.
Also for Ben.
I'm finally getting stuff. I usually don't get anything.
Yeah.
Explore more. Yes. Indeed, you guys should explore more.
And then I got some long sleeve shirts because I am very short on long sleeve shirts. So a nice blue
That's a nice blue.
long sleeve shirt. I have way more short sleeve shirts than long sleeve shirts, which is really weird because it's colder in Wisconsin more months than it's hot. But do you guys have a problem like that? Like, do you have one way more than the other? Pretty blue sweater, V-neck sweater, and
That's actually a really nice sweater.
yeah, and you know what's cool about this one? It's got pockets.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
yes.
It's like a hoodie without a hood.
So this is Mail with Mama. We do this like once a week, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
We save up all our packages.
Once
that
or
come.
twice.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it's, bless you, a lot of it is just practical stuff that we need in the house that
Like
you would
cream.
need anyway. Toilet paper. But every once in a while we get something fun, like new clothes or books